Nerdydollgirl again here. So I have a new video that I would like to share with you guys. I just wanted to talk about the doll hobby and some insecurities that you might be having when you decide to join the hobby, as well as my own personal insecurities, because okay, I'm going to limit them to the doll hobby and not in general, because that may take some time. If you guys are new, welcome so much to my channel, and I hope that this video will help you guys. If you have been on my channel for a while or just started watching me, hello guys again. I just got these new glasses. I'm not sure how to feel about them. They're very different than the glasses I've had previously, but the glasses I had before, they no longer make them, so I had to get different glasses. So I'm a little nervous by having something so different, but yes, there they are. I also got another pair that are orange and more into what my style I usually wear is, but they actually made them a little weird, so I have to return them and get them to fix them. So anyways, before we start the video, I just wanted to show you guys some really amazing things. So last year on my birthday, Tammy and I decided to get each other the same present, just different ones. So she got me Jelly Bean, this adorable reborn gorilla, and her name was Kiwi, I think, on Bountiful Baby, but I called her Jelly Bean, and she's so cute, and Tammy made her for me. And so like everything was painted and rooted before she bought her, and then she put her together, and I gave her a chimp that that I put together. So it was a really nice way to give each other something special for our birthdays. Now, her birthday was in June, but my birthday is in August. So I gave her her birthday present pretty much on her birthday, even though it was really hard for me to wait. Unfortunately, she does know what her Christmas present is, because I was going to wait, and then she ended up guessing what it was. So anyways, but we were out at Walmart the other day. We were having a girls trip, and it was really fun. We went to a city near where we live called Oshawa, and we actually did some clothes shopping. I got a couple new shirts, and of course we always love going to the toy section of Walmart, and really anywhere. We wanted to go to Toys R Us, but we went to Walmart first, and it was kind of good we did, because we wouldn't have had any money for what we bought. But she ended up buying my birthday present, an early one. So I would like you guys to meet Jasmine. She is so cute. She's a little, I think it's Berger baby. And she was from Walmart. See, the little smile is so cute. So yeah, she was under $40. So a really adorable little sweetheart that is squishy and cuddleable. And Tammy got one too. She got the brother of Jasmine. So I thought it was really sweet, and I like that it's been the second year in a row that she's given me a baby. So it was just really nice. And yeah, so let us get to the topic at hand. So I've noticed a lot of people have posted and questioned group leaders or just people in general on various boards on Facebook, because 90% of the time that's where I look at my information or interact with other people. And a lot of the comments on groups are, I really want to get into the hobby, or I really want to go to a doll meet, but I'm really nervous that I'm not going to be welcomed, or I'm really nervous because I don't want to go, and because I'm really insecure, or I don't know enough about dolls or sort of that sort of thing. And I just want to talk to you guys about that, because I've been a doll collector pretty much my entire life. You can see my Raggedy Ann back there. I mean, from the moment I can remember, I've always had a doll or a stuffed animal, but always dolls. Always dolls. I've always loved dolls. And that passion just grew and grew and grew as I got older. But there is a lot of insecurity that comes with getting into a new hobby, and especially getting into meeting new people. So I kind of want to answer that kind of question. Well, for the getting into the doll hobby, think about why it is that you're afraid to get into this hobby. Is it past experience? Is it that you're afraid that it's weird, or that other people will not understand you because you're getting into this hobby? The thing with that is there's always going to be people that are going to judge you for what you like, whether it is collecting things, who you date, what religion you are. Like, in life, there's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with your decisions. And for some decisions, obviously, you have to take into account what the people are saying. If you're in a bad situation or what have you, that's a completely different thing. But if it's just something that makes you happy, or the prospect that it will make you happy, you kind of have to remember that this is one life to live, and what you love and what makes you joyful and happy is got to be important, because it's very hard to find that in life a lot of times. So don't feel guilty for wanting to be in this hobby. This hobby is such a fun, creative hobby. I find so many people, we've talked about how there's so many aspects to this community. There's photography, there's sewing, there's creating everything like jewelry and food like there's so many different ways that you can be creative in this hobby. Photography, like just so many different things that you can experience when you get into this hobby. If you become really good, or you're very good at painting, you could become a face-up artist. If you're in the, like, I want to speak to all doll enthusiasts, because I do collect mainly my BJDs, but I also have fashion dolls. Still have all my Barbies. As you see, I've gotten a couple, one reborn and one like baby doll. And so, like, there's so many different things you can do with this hobby, right? And just because you're not into BJDs, there's always something that you can do with the doll hobby. I've seen some incredible photos of Barbie dolls and fashion dolls that I just adore, and I think they're so clever. And so it's a $10 to $20 doll, as opposed to like the BJDs that are super expensive. It's the artistry and the love and the passion for the dolls that's important. And so there's always different things you can do with this hobby. If you collect China dolls, the different sculpts, the different outfits that they wear, there's an endless supply of joy from dolls. One of the things with the insecurities that I have found, for me, I have always been really insecure about the fact that I don't have infinite knowledge of dolls. I love the dolls I love, and it's not that I pick dolls that other people talk about. It's more like, if I find a doll that I love, I love that doll. If somebody talked about that doll and showed me pictures of the doll that I've never seen before, then if I fall in love with it, that's awesome. But it's not that I go out and think, okay, well, I need to get one of this doll and I need to get one of these dolls. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I do. So But because I kind of have the dolls that I like, and even if I vary from them, like I'm getting a ring doll for the first time, I don't have infinite knowledge of dolls. So one example is if I go to Doll North and they have various games. One of them is Name That Sculpt. And I am horrendous at that game. I mean, other people might have a hard time with a couple of them. I'm horrendous. I did win, I think it was Name That Sculpt. And it was like literally the luck of the draw. I don't even know how I won. It was just super weird. Oh wait, no. That was bingo. Okay, I knew there was a reason I won a prize and I couldn't believe that it was Name That Sculpt and it wasn't. Okay, sorry. But yeah, like I don't have that talent. I know the companies I know, but I don't necessarily know all their sculpts. I don't drool over pages and pages and pages of dolls and figure out all their names and figure out the companies and know a company just from looking at it. You know, unless it's a doll that I've looked at a lot, it's probably not one that I will recognize, or it's one I've seen a lot. Like I've seen a lot of the resin soul dolls from posts and stuff, so I do know their names. And I've had a number, well, two, three mini fees, and so I know the sculpts of the mini fees for the ones that I've gotten, and maybe the more popular ones. But I couldn't necessarily pick out the ones that I haven't seen or that are super popular. So that has always brought me a lot of insecurity, especially the fact that I do YouTube and my channel is a BJD channel, because I feel like, how can I talk about a hobby and dolls that I don't know everything about? And I know people are going to say, well, you don't need to know everything about every single company. That's not important. But for me, I still have that insecurity, if that makes sense. Even if everybody's like, you don't even have to do that and it's no big deal, I still have that insecurity because I want to be that good. I've gone to the Name That Sculpt, and the people who are just like, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, how do you keep that all in your brain? So yeah, if you're getting into this hobby or you're just starting out in this hobby or whatever, you're not alone. I've been in this hobby, like I said, since birth, loving dolls. So I've gotten lots of experience over the years, and I'm still not anywhere near what I wish I could be. So that's one thing to remember, that you're always constantly learning, and there is always going to be someone who is better at remembering sculpts or better at knowing the names of what Barbie sculpt it is, what line of Barbie line is it from, you know, what reborn that is, what's the person who sculpted it is. Like, there's always going to be someone who knows more than you, and that's good. That's okay. We all learn from each other. The other insecurity that I have seen is that quite often people in this hobby are very, not all. When I say all of this stuff, it is not all people, but what I've seen. But a lot of people in this hobby are very insecure, shy, thoughtful people who are not necessarily the life of the party. And so coming to these events, like a doll meetup or trying to talk on the boards and stuff, can be overwhelming, because there are still strong personalities in this hobby. There are still people that kind of dominate the room. Like, I'm sure that everybody's seen this. I've been to doll conventions where there are just these people with this big personality that just, when they come in the room, everyone's like, oh, hey, you know, it's so-and-so. And I mean, that happens in everyday life too, right? But it's overwhelming because you want to be that way. You want to be able to incite that kind of excitement and be the man or woman about town that everybody just thinks is amazing. And quite often those people are not us. And if it is you, I'm happy for you and I hate you at the same time. No, not really, but I envy you. I envy you. They seem like they don't have any insecurities about themselves, and it's very hard when you feel like, okay, well, I'll never be that person. But you don't have to be. If you go to a convention, if you go to a doll meetup, and you can barely talk because you're so shy, that's okay. If you're the kind of person who really does not like to hang out with other people on a regular basis, or you wish you could, but your personality is just, it doesn't necessarily be one that people are attracted to, don't feel bad for that. And don't feel like you can't go. I mean, there are so many different kinds of people in the world. And not just one kind of person is attractive to another person as a friend, you know, or otherwise. You know, I am super awkward, super nervous, super in my head all the time. So I've met a number of people from my channel at Doll North, and they were the sweetest people, like all of you are. And I swear I felt like I couldn't string two words together. I was so nervous. I was sweating. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And yeah, and they were just so sweet, but it was just hard for me. My daughter actually makes fun of me, not in a mean way. She thinks it's cute, but a lot of times we go to we go through a drive-through and I'm ordering something like at Tim Hortons or something. Quite often I will stumble over my words and stutter. I stutter a lot, and it's all from a place of insecurity, and also maybe just my personality. I don't know. So I was worried that if I went to doll meetups or doll conventions and stuff, that I would be the weirdo in the room that everybody avoided, and everybody was like, what is wrong with her? Let's just stay over here. But most people, not just all people, most people are good, and they will notice when you're left out. But especially in the doll hobby, I've found that people are willing to pay attention and to see that you are feeling insecure and withdrawn. Some of my dearest friends that I've been to doll meetups with and everything are not that outgoing, bubbly, here I am personalities. And I'm drawn to them because of not just the superficial, what I see, but I can see that they have loving, caring hearts. And then the more I talk to them and the more I get to know them, the more I love them, because they're amazing people. And if you feel like you're not going to make friends because you're not an outgoing person, you don't have to worry about that. You're gonna find your people. You're gonna find people that you can mesh with. And if you do go to a convention or a meetup and you don't bond with anybody, that's not you. That's just might be the group that you got with. You know, there's always going to be circumstances like that when I first got into the BJD hobby, I did go to a doll meetup, and I literally felt like an outsider. They had been in the doll hobby a long time, in the BJD doll hobby for a long time. They all knew each other. They had secret jokes, all that sort of thing. And one of the worst parts was they would be bashing other people from the different groups, and I just couldn't. I even though I didn't make friends with anybody, even if I did make friends with them, I would never go back, because that's just not the kind of people I want to hang around with. And so I remember coming home and crying with my husband, because I'm like, I feel so alone in this hobby. I feel so alone, because I want friends. I want people that can enjoy the same things that I enjoy, and that we can have something in common. So, you know, when I first got invited to the Toronto doll meetup, I was super afraid because of the bad experience I had. But I had met a lot of these people at Doll North, and Jackie, who runs it, is such a sweetheart. So I knew that at least I'd have one person that I could go and have a good time with. Plus Tammy was with me, so that really helped too. It's always good to have a backup with you, like a friend to, yeah, your wing woman or your wingman, to help you make friends, not to find a date, unless that's what you want. But yeah, so don't feel bad if you feel insecure about that. It's completely normal. We're all insecure about things. Whether it seems like we're not, we are. Don't feel bad about what kind of dolls you own. If you even own a doll. If you don't own a doll, don't feel bad. You can join our groups. You can join the Facebook groups. No one is going to say to you, you need to get out because you don't have a doll. And if they do, don't join that group. And there's a lot of hate for the different kinds of dolls, especially like the lower end. They're still expensive, but the lower cost sculpts and dolls. And that, excuse my language, pisses me off. Like, this hobby is about the love of dolls, no matter what kind of doll that is. If you love dolls and you want to share your dolls, that is awesome, and that's what you should do. So if you don't have a doll, don't worry. If you do have a doll and it's not necessarily a high-end doll, that doesn't mean you can't share it. And the people that you're going to make friends with are going to love your dolls because they make you happy. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that might come up with insecurities with regards to dolls and doll collecting. Oh, and clothes, wigs, all that sort of stuff. You might have a doll, but only be able to get, one outfit, or you have to make your own outfits, or, you don't have the fancy wardrobe that other people have. I haven't shown you guys, but I have a lot of doll clothes. I have spent over the years most of my money on dolls or doll clothes. I love doll clothes. I love clothes, but my size, it's hard to get clothes for me. So I spend a lot of money on doll clothes. But it doesn't make me a better collector. It doesn't make me more of an impressive collector. It is nice to have different outfits to try in and everything like that, but that shouldn't be the most important thing. And if you don't have the money to buy an outfit and you make it, good on you. If you can only find outfits at secondhand stores, good for you too. Like, do what makes you happy. Same with any kind of doll you collect. If you get a doll at a secondhand store, why is that not as good as a doll that you buy at the store? It's not. It's what makes you happy. So I think that's all for now. If you guys have any other insecurities that you have had or that you can think of that you would like to talk about, please feel free to post those down below. I did want to mention my amazing new icon, and hopefully the banner will be up soon. Jess had to resize it because YouTube is weird with their banner size. Is by my sweet dear sister from another mister, Jess from Halloween Heartthrob, and I asked her if she'd be willing to make me a logo, and she said, well, what kind of thing would you like with it? And I said, well, I really want one with my doll, one of my dolls. So we decided on Lazarus, in his outfit that he has on right now. And then I didn't know how she was going to do me, like my icon. So I said, I don't know what to, have me dress like. And she's like, well, do you like, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's the little onesies that are like unicorns or bears or what have you. But there's like a special name for it. And I said, yeah, that would be amazing. And I didn't know what one she was going to make. She's like, well, what kind of animals do you like see as yourself? And I said, well, I feel like my spirit animal is a bear, mama bear, or a unicorn because I'm fabulous. And she ended up doing the unicorn, and I just, oh my gosh, I love it so much. So I will post that picture at the end of this video so you can see it again in a closer up detail. But check out, I'm going to put it down below, Halloween Heartthrob's channel again. She is so uber talented. She draws, she sews, she does face-ups. She's incredible. You need to check out her channel, and yeah, she's just awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped somebody out there. And if you're thinking of being in this hobby, or you're thinking, or you're in this hobby and you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. This hobby is so dear to my heart, and I know that it will bring you so much joy. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.